In 1988, a remote viewer named Joe was working inside a secret military program known only as Sunstreak. It wasn't normal intelligence work. Joe wasn't using satellites, he wasn't using spies, he was using his mind. He would sit in a quiet room and close his eyes and somehow see things, real things, places and objects he would never physically been near. He didn't ask how it worked, it just freaking did. One morning, Joe got a new assignment. The instructions were strange even for him. No context, no names, just a sealed envelope and a time limit. All it said inside was this: described the target. So Joe cleared his head. He grabbed a pen and started drawing. Immediately, he saw a stone chamber deep underground. The walls were old, cracked, and dry. The air felt stale, and in the middle of the room, he saw it. It was a box, gold and ornate, with two angel-like figures on top, wings outstretched towards each other. Joe's hand shook as he wrote the words, "It feels holy." His handler asked if he could locate it. Joe paused and then scribbled something fast. Northeast Africa, near a hill, a buried temple under the sand. When the session ended, Joe's report was sealed and sent up the chain of command. He didn't hear anything back, obviously. Not that week, not ever again, because this is the government we're talking about, all right? He thought maybe that the whole thing was just one more weird task for a government file that would never see daylight. But fast forward 30 years later, the world found out what Joe had done. In 1995, the CIA declassified thousands of pages related to Project Stargate, the umbrella program that had housed Sunstreak. Inside one document, tucked deep in the file, was Joe's session, coordinates, drawings, a detailed description of what looked exactly like the biblical Ark of the Covenant. Now, here's where it gets strange. A separate team of archaeologists working years later had identified a possible location for the Ark under a church in Axum, Ethiopia. That site less than 60 miles from the coordinates that Joe wrote down. Now, Project Sunstreak was part of a top-secret government program that studied remote viewing, basically psychic spying. The idea was that certain people could mentally see across time and space. The CIA and military ran tests for this for decades. And while some results were sketchy, others were downright eerie. People like Joe described things in detail that no one thought that they could possibly know. The Ark of the Covenant, meanwhile, is one of the most sought-after artifacts in human history. It vanished from history thousands of years ago. No one knows exactly where it is, but remote viewers weren't just guessing. They believed that they saw it, and in their reports, they were treated seriously. To this day, no one has confirmed if Joe was right. No excavation has ever happened in that exact spot he described. Maybe the Ark's there, or maybe it's not. Or maybe the actual excavation is still classified. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Damn it, man.